Obviously, for anyone that's in high school hoping to attend a college, it's something that's important. The NCAA has tweaked some things due to COVID over the last year or so, but why don't you kick us off by talking a little bit more in depth about the ACT, SAT? When should student athletes start that process? Why is that so important to get knocked out earlier than later?
Yeah, absolutely. So student athletes enrolling in a D1 or D2 college program during the 2022-2023 academic year, they're technically not required to take a standardized test to meet the NCAA eligibility requirements. Eligibility is only going to be calculated based on their NCAA core course GPA and the core course requirements. Although it's optional, it's been adopted by some colleges since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. Many colleges are still going to require ACT or SAT tests. When we talk about when to start that process, for most student athletes, for most students in general, probably around the springtime of their junior year is going to be when they're ready to take an ACT or SAT. That's going to be far enough into high school where I've taken a lot of the courses that will come up on the ACT or SAT. That being said, there's really not a restriction. There's not a limitation on when a student athlete or a student in general can take those ACTs and SATs. I've coached numerous student athletes who are taking their ACTs as early as freshman, sophomore year to kind of get a baseline of where their scores might be. You can actually take the ACT up to 12 times, and you can take the SAT as many times as you want. But at the end of the day, registering for this and making sure it's something you have on your resume, it's not required necessarily anymore for eligibility, but it's still going to be something that helps you. It's still going to be something that helps set you apart from other student athletes and can potentially help garner toward more scholarship money when you're applying, when you're trying to get into the school, when you're going to play or be at that program in the first place. So it's still going to be a great step for you to be taking.
Yeah, I think it's important that Kyle mentioned it again. Due to COVID, the NCAA changed some of the requirements that you don't need that to be NCAA eligible, but depending on the institution that you may be attending, they certainly still can require that information. So if you are a senior, if you're a junior at this point, having conversations with college coaches, again, ask those questions to the school. Someone in the admissions department should be able to help give you some guidance there. But again, I'd imagine that's probably not going to be the case entering the 2023-2024 school year, still TBD, but as we know more, we'll certainly get it out there. But we're going to put up some of the dates here in terms of when you can register for both the ACT and the SAT. Again, there's a couple throughout the winter months here heading into 2022. So again, if you're a senior at this point and you haven't taken the SAT or the ACT, again, it's something to certainly hopefully get settled for. Again, if you don't need to, depending on the school that you may already be committed to or signing up for. But again, that date's coming here in February for the ACT, in March for the SAT, and again, limited opportunities after that. So if this is something you haven't done yet as a senior, something definitely to have on your radar for, again, the juniors right now, as you're kind of entering that second half of your junior year, something definitely to take a look into as well. And as Kyle mentioned, with the ability to take these multiple times, you can knock a couple out early. And again, the more of this you can get ahead of the game, especially if you are interested in attending a higher level academic school, this can be really important and really helpful for you throughout that process. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Click the logo to subscribe to our channel and check out all the other videos on our page for all things recruiting.